Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships after, I guess, a week off. It's been a week since I've been around here on World of Warships. Just have had a lot of stuff happening in real life and been very busy, but should be back into somewhat of a normal schedule now officially. So, today's video is on the new update coming starting tomorrow on NA and World of Warships, update 13.9. Being coined the Red October. Says always from these articles you can pick up a 1 day of premium, 24 hours, for those of you who are newer to World of Warships. So this video is going to cover, or not video, article, is going to cover Mode Shuffle returning. That's been quite popular since they've introduced it into the game. The new event pass, or formerly known as like a battle path. The Red October events, the Battle of Leyte Gulf, Expedition to the North Pole continues. Early access to Pan-American battleships is ongoing. Brawls, Armory, content additions and changes, and other changes. There's a video you can watch as well, but for some reason it's just blocked with my current settings. So, Mode Shuffle. So it will kick off tomorrow on NA. I believe on EU will be Thursday. Bringing Mode Shuffle back, a battle type that places players in one of 3 game modes that focus on close range encounters. This time, along with Convoy and Airship Escort, the list includes Epicenter. So they used to have Arms Race in here, which, yeah, we've replaced it. So we're seeing the return of Epicenter, so hopefully they have some maps here. Maybe they have a picture, I don't know, I can try to explain it. This is going to be 12v12, Tier 8 through Tier 10 ships, all the ship types, so submarines, carriers included. Divisions of up to 3 players, ship type restrictions, 1 aircraft carrier, up to 6 battleships, up to 7 cruisers, up to 4 destroyers, and 1 submarine. So, kind of like the same thing you get with randoms right now. You can actually, in randoms, you can have 2 submarines and 4 destroyers, so, like, that sucks. So, that's just something I have to keep an eye on, but most people play Mode Shuffle to Brawl. Both Convoy and Airship Escort remain unchanged from the recent Mode Shuffle iteration, but for Epicenter, we've prepared several adjustments to make battles more dynamic. You'll fight to control 3 key zones, the outer ring, inner ring, and center of the map. Previously, each team received 5 points per 5 seconds of control of any of these zones. Now you get 5, 10, and 15 for each of these 5 seconds you control the outer, inner ring, and center of the map, respectively. Additionally, we've increased the number of team points you lose if the opposing team captures an area that was under your control. The number of points each team scores or loses for sinking enemy ship or losing allied one now is similar to other game modes. So, yeah. Okay, so here's a good example. So Epicenter has always been, how do I put this? Always kind of a curse in World of Warships, because the idea of Epicenter, which used to be in addition to the modes and randoms like beyond denomination mode and standard mode, you had Epicenter was one of the other ones you could get on various different maps, and it essentially required players to push in, brawl, and fight, and they kind of undid a lot of the brawling work that had been in World of Warships up until update 10.0. Then they nerfed secondary and brawling, and it was more about sniping meta and that, and it's sort of been coming back in, which Mode Shuffle is taking a stab at, trying to bring maybe some more of the brawling back into the game, which I think is one of the funnest things about World of Warships. But you have these different rings. And so what you'd have is, it looks like now, like here, on this map, the rings are, quite large and covering the entire area, so it's hard to avoid them. You had other maps where it was so easy to avoid the outer ring in particular, so you'd have people always fighting. Like, they would just avoid the outer ring. So it looks like if it follows this case, if they're using these smaller maps, then, yeah, that goes back to other ones, then maybe Epicenter won't be such a curse this time around, perhaps. Basically, I mean, you have to fight around the key objectives, being the outer, inner, and center rings. So, but I'm kind of concerned if you're going to have more blowout matches, because now you'll get 5, 10, 15 points for each 5 seconds you control the ring. So I'm imagining the 15 points is for the center, because that's the most risk, right? So, and then now seeing Epicenter with submarines, right? If a submarine player just decides to, go under and then just surface up in mid, just depends on if you have enemy players that would also be opposing that sub. And then you've got, of course, Convoy here. This map was always hard to defend on. Because you usually always lose this one. And then here you have the airship escort. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to Brawls coming back. That's been a good hit for the game. Event Pass, Unity, Justice, and Freedom. This starts also tomorrow on NA, Thursday on EU. Update 13.9 brings Event Pass dedicated to the German Navy in honor of the day when, after more than 40 years of division, Germany was united again. In the first progression line, you can find rewards such as black, red, and gold, and black and white and red. Permanent camouflages, the German Navy. Permanent camouflage for the Heinrich and the German Eagle. Permanent camouflage for the Ruprecht. You also get 1x more signal containers reward for completing each extra level of the first progression line. If you want more German-themed rewards, you can get them by progressing through the second line, which you can unlock for 2,500 doubloons. Immediately after unlocking it, you'll get the Tier 6 German destroyer in your port. Among other rewards, you can find the German Navy permanent camouflage for the Zeiten and Commander Willy Neumann, a German Squadron premium container, the German Eagle permanent camouflage for the Schlieffen as the final reward. Completing each extra level of the second progression line will bring you 1x rare bonuses container. Red October. This starts the 16th of October. Update 13.9 brings back a bounty hunt, and this time it features Soviet-themed rewards. You can participate in bounty hunt and random battles at the helms of battleships, cruisers, and destroyers of Tier 6 through Tier 10 and super ships. You can get a temporary currency called red tokens if you earn special achievements, which are different for bounties and hunters. Destroying enemy ships also bring you the special currency if you're playing as a bounty. The bounty status can be purchased from the Armory for 100,000 credits. You can purchase it up to 80 times, and the first 3 purchases are completely free. You lose bounty status when your ship gets destroyed or the event ends. You can spend red tokens on variety rewards, including Soviet air containers, which can drop new Soviet cruiser, the Tier 9 cruiser, the Kozma Minin, currently a test ship. If you don't want to rely on chance, you can also directly purchase her in the premium shop or Armory. You know, the sad thing is, like, we just got our second Tier 10 German cruiser in the game of World of Warships, and sadly enough, it was a hybrid cruiser, which no one was wanting. But don't worry about the Tier 10 and Tier 9 Soviet premium cruisers. Plenty in the game. Let's see, your team has been designated as the bounty. Back them up. Opponents will primarily try to sink their ship. This is just showing you destroyer warship. Or is that the bounty icon up above him? Yeah, because it was a Soyuz. That's a Soyuz. I always have to wonder what they're trying to show you on the screen here. Ravina. What that ship is. Let's see. Is it... Okay, yeah. So this is a bounty on an enemy team to hunt and kill. Because they use the terms, what, bounty and hunter? Bounty hunt. Which are different for bounties and hunters. So bounties being like this Soyuz guy, keeping him alive. I think he gets rewards, and then you, the hunter, trying to kill the bounty on the enemy team, if I remember the thinking there. So you have to purchase it for 100,000 credits. Interesting. Red October leaderboard. During the first week of the event, we'll be tracking progress on leaderboard. Sink as many bounties as possible to claim valuable rewards. The first 10 players would get the Soviet submarine, the Tier 8 S-189, or 5,000 steel. She's already in your fleet. Places from 1125 get 3x Soviet air premium containers. Places from 2650 will get 1,000 steel. We want the most submarines in World of Warships, so that will be your prize. Battle of Leyte Gulf. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the biggest naval battle of World War II. In memory of the Battle of Leyte Gulf, we prepared an adventure inspired for this decisive encounter between Allied and Japanese fleets. Follow key points of the battle and complete missions to earn numerous rewards, including Battle of Leyte Gulf containers and Leyte tokens. In exchange, the latter for sequential bundles that hold containers guaranteed to drop Tier 6 to Tier 9 premium ships, as well as for the I Shall Return Permanent camouflage for Tennessee, USS Tier 8 battleship. The Ghost of Pacific, permanent camouflage for Enterprise, 10 skill point commanders, and other rewards. The final reward for completing the adventure is legendary U.S. Battleship Tennessee, which you receive for free. She'll also be available for direct purchase in Armory and premium shops for a limited time. The final reward for completing the adventure. You've spared an adventure. Follow key points of the battle. So this is probably something, a tab you go to in your Armory. Exchange the ladder, the Leyte tokens, for sequential bundles that hold guaranteed drop. Do they have a picture of that? I don't know. The final reward for completing the adventure is legendary USS Battleship, which you receive for free. So does that mean if it's in the adventure that you get enough tokens to just outright buy it for free without having to purchase tokens or purchase sequential bundles that have the chance of giving you X amount of Leyte tokens? Kind of vague, at least in my head right now. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm missing something. I've been really busy the last several days, so my brain's kind of foggy right now. Complete 5 out of 6 missions to receive the Battle of Leyte Gulf flag as a reward. Completing additional mission will grant you the opportunity to purchase famous aircraft carrier Enterprise, either for doubloons or real money. Note that Tennessee and Enterprise can also be obtained from both Battle of the Leyte Gulf premium containers and Battle of the Leyte Gulf containers. Just these having a higher chance of dropping a ship versus just the non-premium containers. Expedition to the North Pole continues, which is, if you're here in the game online, that's what the claim your ship is. It's, I guess I can probably click on it, right? So you go down and you can see your progress, 2,500 of 10,000. So we're basically at this point where we've gotten a tier 10 permanent camouflage, the festive permanent camouflage, and the next would be for 2 Santa gift containers, next being a tier 10 ship, and then a Santa's gift container. Although I'm not sure exactly what this is about. That kind of looks like Schlieffen. Or maybe more like, well, yeah, it's a tier 10 though. It's like, it could almost look like Scharnhorst that's blacked out or something, but yeah. So that's what that's about. Let's go back. We were at here. The second mission chain planning preparation has been locked and completed through update 13.9. The expedition tokens you'll earn from the mission in this chain will bring you closer to upgrading your reward ship to tier 10. Once you've collected all the tokens in this chain, you'll be able to get more when the expedition continues to the next mission chain in update 13.10. Please note that you'll be able to choose your gift ship and collect all other rewards for expedition to the North Pole only after the whole event is over on December 1st. Speaking of choosing your ship, we've already revealed that, yeah, it's okay. It doesn't surprise me that they've already revealed information. Speaking of your ship, choosing your ship, we've already revealed that Tier 8 North Carolina and Tier 10 Schlieffen are among the available rewards at Tiers 8 and 10 respectively. Now we're ready to share more details and name a few more of the ships you can choose from. You'll be able to see one ship from each type at Tier 8 or 10 depending on your progress and expedition. This means you'll be able to choose the type you enjoy most, branch out on something that you haven't played at the high tiers yet, or simply grab a particular tier 10 ship that might be missing from your collection. We're happy to announce that the Implacable and U-190 will be available at tier 8, while Audacious and Blau will join the roster at tier 10. Well, this doesn't bother me in one sense because I really don't like playing submarines and I really don't care to play CVs. I play CVs in the ops, grinding them. So in my mind, if I can pick up like Implacable and Audacious, that's just 2 less carriers I have to grind. Yeah, it just really feels like they're trying to put more emphasis and try to get more players to play CVs and submarines. Anyhow, early access to Pan American battleships is ongoing. You can still obtain sequential bundles in exchange for Pan American tokens. The bundles hold Battleship Los Andes, the permanent camouflage for the Los Andes, and then permanent camouflage for the Libertad. Don't know how to pronounce that ship. Or you can also pick up this ship for doubloons, which honestly, it's like you can get it for free. Just wait until the update 13.10 is over, or 13.9, and then 13.10 you'll be able to gain it for free. So I don't really see the reason to spend the doubloons on it. This line is really interesting. I'm gonna definitely have to do a video on it. I'm not spending doubloons to buy tech tree ships. It's just dumb. But I've about finished getting enough XP on this so I can just buy the tier 9 as soon as it is released into tech tree. But these are some very interesting battleships for sure. I'm not super impressed with the tier 8. I mean, the acceleration, the rudder shift traverse, the secondaries, they don't reload fast, but when they do hit, they hit for larger damage. In combination with the F key, which it seems to be the secondaries are sort of built around on this ship. And if you pair that with the new Pan American Commander, I think this ship will be, this ship line will be, seems to be relatively strong. I don't know so much about the 8, but I've seen some impressive things from the 9 and the 10 so far from other content creators here on YouTube. Brawls kicks off next week, looks like. 3 new Brawls in different formats, so you can update 13.9. Brawl 1 will be 3v3 with tier 10 ships. Maximum div size of 3, so you could go in with all your buddies. No more than 3 battleships, 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, or only 1 submarine, 1 aircraft carrier. Brawl 2 is 3v3 with tier 9 ships. No submarines, no carriers, because currently there's not any tier 9 submarines or carriers. Brawl 3 is tier 8 ships, and then we resume having subs and aircraft carriers, max division size of 3. Armory, we've got a new French cruiser coming into the game. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, the Brennis. She'll be available in the Research Bureau for 60,000 Research Bureau points. You have to get 5 tier 10 ships, human warships, to gain access to the Research Bureau, unless they did something else that gives you access now. I don't remember, but I just gained access to it on my EU account because I just recently got 5 tier 10 ships there, and they give you 10,000 research points, I think it is, starting off. The new cruiser features a powerful main battery of 7 305mm guns. 7. So the rear turret has 3, the forward turrets have 2 each. This relatively low number of guns is compensated for by their fast reload. Okay, I wonder what they're defining as a fast reload. Good accuracy, high AP penetration. All of this, along with her high speed, makes this cruiser a perfect choice for long-range battles. She has access to improved engine boost and repaired party consumables in separate slots. If she faces any enemy ships at close range, her 6 torpedoes per side can help win the day. So it looks like it's 2 racks of 3. I'm wondering if they're shorter range. It's worth noting, though, that this ship has slow turret rotation, her salvo weight isn't something to write home about, and her armor is poor. But it sounds like maybe they built her more for kiting. I have to see. I wonder, looks like they'd have decent rear firing angles from the front turrets, at least from this perspective. German reunification and celebration of German Unity Day. We've prepared missions with the thematic rewards as well as sequential bundles holding German cruiser premium containers. These containers can drop the new cruiser, the Hildebrand, as well as permanent camouflages for economic bonuses, valuable resources, and if you don't get the Hildebrand from these containers, you'll find her at the end of the chain for the purchase of just 1 credit. Sequential bundles. I do really feel bad. I love Hindenburg. I like playing that ship a lot. But I feel really bad for players in the game who've been really wanting another tier 10 German cruiser. And the first tier 10 German premium to come into the game is this atrocity. That's sad. Just my personal opinion. 2 mission chains await you. 1 personal, 1 global. Completing the personal chain will bring you 2 German Navy containers. 1x common bonus container, German Commander Goldelsa, with an individual voiceover and 6 skill points as the final reward, and a Colors of Unity commemorative flag. Content additions and changes. Polar ice caps, permanent camouflage for the Kutuzov, Nelson, and Gepard. Permanent cold, permanent camouflage for the Unhalt. Creature of the deep, permanent camouflage for Ohio. Well, well, well. Ohio, did you say? Yeah, okay. Nothing crazy about these camouflage. I mean, they look okay. They don't look too bad. Ooh. I kind of like this. I think, isn't there another camouflage that's going to be coming out with the Golden Lion Tier 10 Dutch Cruiser in Update 13.10? I think I was reading a dev blog about that, and I was trying to think if it's also called Creatures of the Deep. I actually quite like this one. That's nice. I wonder what they'll be worth. How you acquire them. Is that this update? Yeah. It's in the Armory, so I guess it'll be underneath what, upgrades or something. You get some new commanders: King of the Winter, Lady of the Cold, Captain's Club Anniversary Flag, test ships, European battleship the Njord, European destroyer Kalmar, Japanese cruiser Yari, European battleship Lugdunum, Pan-Asian battleship Tangshe. Future changes starting with update 13.10. The contents of Star Trek 10 or Star Trek Premium Container will be changed. For this reason, update 13.9, these containers will automatically be open for all players who possess them. Details about the changes to the contents will be revealed in future publications. Starting for the second week of update 13.10 until the release of update 13.11, the Naval Community category in Army will temporarily be replaced with a special category dedicated to the King of the Sea tournament. You'll be able to purchase thematic goodies dedicated to the tournament from it. The Naval Community category will return in the Army with the release of update 13.11. Let me finish reading. Make sure to save some steel because a new iteration of the Still Will event is coming in update 13.11. This time you'll be able to obtain ships: the Hoffman, Prince Van Orange, Chikuma 2, and then the tier 10 American sub Archer Fish, and then the tier 10 Japanese cruiser the Shinano, which they've been changing this ship around a lot. The latter two will remain in the Armory even after the end of the event as permanent offers. Okay, so let's talk about this. So, Naval Community category, they're temporarily replacing with a special category dedicated to the King of the Seas tournaments. You know why I bet they're doing this? Is because the engagement from the World Warships community has been so garbage, though, since World Warships has taken over, particularly the last several King of the Sea tournaments, where it can take you maybe... What was the one guy? He was still waiting for 6 months and he hadn't got paid after their team, or sorry, not clan, but team won the King of the Sea tournament. I mean, the number of teams involved has decreased greatly. I don't think they get the same amount of Twitch coverage, and not the same number of views from Twitch, if my memory serves correctly, watching it. Yeah, so it's interesting. So you won't have access to the Naval Community for a month and 3 weeks, so 7 weeks roughly. No, until the release of update 13.11. So the 3 weeks of update 13.10 you're not gonna have. So not this update. This update's 13.9, so it'll be next update coming in November. Thematic goodies dedicated to the tournament. Okay, well, I have to see, but I think they're just trying to get more players involved into the King of the Sea. So when you know, if you're earning Naval Community tokens and you're like, hey, let me show you what that looks like. I'll go to the Armory real quick. This video is probably longer than I'm anticipating to. Lol. So it should be... No, not there. I'm blind. So this is what the Naval Community tab window looks like now. We can come in and buy different stuff, some permanent camouflages in these recruiting station containers, super containers for finishing the King of Sea collection if you haven't already completed it, and then you can outright purchase premium ship containers here as well. So they're going to take this away. So then I think when players come to the Armory and like, hey, I want to spend my Naval community tokens, then it's going to be instead replaced with the King of the Seas event. And like, so people, I bet everyone, I mean, not everyone will, but if I can get back, a lot of people probably won't catch this and they'll be like wondering where the heck it went. Other changes, to balance the difficulty of operations for tier 6 to 8 ships, we've reduced hit point pools of enemy ships and the damage they deal. Really? Why? I didn't have any issues with this. We reduced the hit point pools of enemy ships and the damage they can deal. You know, there's been a lot more players in operations lately, just, I mean, between them also opening up to tier 9s and tier 10s and super ships. So we get, this is kind of ironic. So you're getting a lot of random players who really don't play PvE as much in World of Warships, and they're complaining that operations is too difficult. Which, for those of us who are more familiar with PvE and operations in World of Warships, that's kind of laughable. Because I just constantly see players, the newer players who've come in to do operations, just constantly making mistakes or like not working towards the primary task at all, like Raptor Rescue. Escort Raptor Rescue to the designated area. And they leave Raptor completely unguarded. And it's just me or my clanmate, and we die, and then gets busted through, right? Yeah, so that's, I don't know why they have to do that. I'm a little disappointed. I think it's been fine. Fixed an issue with Matchmaker, which sometimes resulted in 1 or 2 lower tiers ships being placed in the battle with a superior number of higher tier ships. This has been around forever, hasn't it? Someone's gonna have to correct me here in the comments. I know there was like fail divving, but I think I've maybe been seeing people come in lower tier ships being flipped into random, so maybe that's more what it is, and that's a recent issue. But fail divs are a thing. So like if you're divisioned up, let's say at tier 8 and tier 7s, like your buddy's in tier 7 and you're in a tier 8 and you're divisioned, and then you get pulled into a tier 10 battle, right? That's that sucks for the tier 7 companion. Fixed a rare bug which sometimes causes the game client to crash when reporting or complimenting other players. That's funny. Fixed a rare issue which sometimes prevented players to start an operation while in a full division. Okay, well, I'm gonna hit this video with a nail on the head. I think overall, pretty excited for, I mean, generally excited, not like crazy excited. Just the fact to have mode shuffle back is awesome. It'll be interesting to see how the epicenter mode goes when you do land on those. It seems they made maybe the rings a lot bigger, which would be important in order to make epicenter work well, because other times it can be a complete lopsided match. Like that's what do you say? I don't remember the term I'm thinking of right now. Basically, the battle just ends really fast. Some interesting events coming in, acknowledging some history. Yeah, Armory will be interesting to see with some of the new ship additions and stuff, and the new content additions. I am excited to see what this will look like and how much it will cost. So yeah, so that's update 13.9. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do miss any more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon community as always. And until next time, take care.